It'll be perfect.
Okay.
Okay.
I won't bother with this.
Oh, no, it's fine. Okay.
All right. Let's see. We get. Oh, we get. Oh yeah, they finished. Sorry, I'm not with it. I just oh, here it is. Oh, started here. Sutherland's. All right, you can get your homework out, that we had, and most of you do have it, and we'll look at it first of all. Let's see. What's this, I guess? Now, get your homework to look at it. Well, number one, it was 9 greater than 2, right? Was that it? Number one? That was true. Of course, 9 is greater than 2. Number 2, though, I'll write up here since there's some work to do here. Okay, well, that's not all of it, sorry. W is 5. So, just put in W being 5. Of course, 16 plus 5 is 21, right? And 21. And, of course, that is true. 21 is greater than 20. And number 3, we have to do a little solving. Let's see, 2x is less than 10, and x was 4 then. So, of course, we've had 2x means 2 times x. So this is 2 times 4 then. Is less than 10, or 8 is less than 10 then. Of course, that is true as well. True. If you put T or F, it's all right. In number 4, we had the term, open or closed. And, that was all number 4 was, I think. So this was an open sentence. 1 through 4, though, is true or false or open or closed. And this was, of course, open because we did not know, what K is, and we weren't given a number. So 4 was open then. And number 5, I'll write it. Well, I'll read it. Bob can collect at most $10. So whatever letter you want to use, we'll just say B for Bob, or you could use X, either letter. But would it be less than or equals to, or greater than or equals to? Yes.
Less than or 2 equal to.
Right, less than or equals to. because he could collect no money up to $10, so it would be less than then. Okay. Well, is that okay there? Yes.
I had a question. We were working on columns and I wanted to know why that was like this and then over here it's order of operations.
Oh, well, this was showing the distributed property. And if you do the distributed property, you know, it's 6 times both terms, and you get 12 and 24. But this was using the order of operations. Either way, if it's all numbers, you can do it either way, and I was showing that way. Order of operations, you would add first, because it's in parentheses, and then multiply. So either way, you can do it, if it's all numbers. That was a good point to bring up. Yes?
I wrote open after B is after that. Is that okay? I wrote
For-
open for number 5.
Oh, yes, you could write open, because we don't know exactly what B is.
Can I use the restroom?
I guess so, but we have got to watch it about that, because this takes up time, but the homework thing and all the time about it, that's not wasting time with it. All right, let's see. What we'll do today then is, whenever we get started, we will review. Are you listening? Everybody face the front? Face the front. Except maybe on this side, y'all might, especially y'all right there, may have to turn sideways at the board. But what we'll do now is a little bit of a review for the test. I did mention on Friday, you know, that we would have the first test on Wednesday. So what we'll do today is I'll put some exercises one at a time, and we'll talk about them. And are you listening? Because this happened in another class, and I said it 3 or 4 times, and the student, the day of the test, said, well, you changed the numbers. That's exactly right. I mentioned in that class, you won't have these same examples on the test, but they would be very similar. So the numbers will be changed. And so when you see the test tomorrow, you'll have the same type problem, but the numbers are changed. So is that clear? Okay, so tomorrow, number 1 would be evaluate. Or it's the order of operations, really is, let's see, yes, evaluate. All right, so what we would do on this, you know, like we've done last week, you put in the numbers for X and Y. Now, the first one on the test will be something with, I think, an X and a Y, but it's a different expression. And X will be a different number maybe, and Y will be as well. All right, so we know that's 3 times X, so this would be 3 times 2 minus Y, which is 1. And now we have order of operations, right? So we would multiply first, and then subtract, and of course that answer would just be 5. So number 1 on the test tomorrow, you put in the numbers for the variables, and then it's order of operations. So is that going, you're not going to say it's 5 tomorrow for the answer?
I wasn't here, I wasn't here on Thursday and Friday.
Well, you still have the test tomorrow. All right, number 2 is another evaluate, just like number one, and let's say that this one is K plus 4M, and K is 3, M is 7. So you put in the numbers, and there's 3 plus 4 times M, which is 7. And so on this, what would be the first job? Anybody? Yes?
4 times 7.
Right, you would multiply, so this would be 3 plus 28, or we would get, 31 to find the answer on that one. So 1 and 2 are kind of, the same procedures on it. Let's see, number 3 would be to write the expression for this one. Number 3, I'll write it up here, let's see. Now this one, I will have on the test paper write the expression, but an example, 4 times x minus 3, hopefully that one's not so bad. 4 times, times means to multiply, so 4x or 4 times x, and we know minus means subtract, so it's just 4x minus 3 then, and that's it. That would be all you could do with that one. And number 4 is the same type problem as, just a different example. But number 4 is a little bit harder though. Write the expression for this example. Let's see. 9 less than y. Anyone, how would that be written? Nobody knows? Yes.
Y minus 9.
Right, you're taking away 9 from y, so right, y minus 9 is number 4 then. All right, and let's see, 5, 6 will be multiple choice of choose the correct property.
Number 4, x minus 3. When it says 4 times x minus 3, would it matter if we put a 4 dot x?
No, that would even be better, 4 dot x minus 3. That would be all right. Right there, that would be all right. All right, now.
If we had a 9 less than y, wouldn't we do like a, we do it 9 and y and do the, rather than do the less than symbol?
Oh, no. Not the less than symbol. This means you're taking away 9 from y, so you write y minus 9. Excuse me. Well, the next will be the which property, and we'll have on the test you'll circle the correct property for an example, and I'll write this one up here. And let's see, I'll write these down. So which property you would circle, is on the test, yes? Commutative, right, we're switching the numbers. Of course, both sides is 19, but you just circle the correct property. And same thing with number 6, with this example. And I'm just abbreviate here the choices, but on the test, it's the same choices. So which is it? Associative, commutative, or distributive for this one? Yes, Hampton. It's got some parentheses, but it's associative, right? We're switching the parentheses on this associative for that one. Now the next one, number 7, would be use the distributive property and simplify it. So this is not choosing, you'd have to use it, so I should write that down. Use the distributive property, and we'll say simplify with this one. Let's see, and this is the example. Well, the simplify would just be doing the distributive property, but this would be 2 times A, or 2A, or we can put the dot there, plus, 2 times 6. So this winds up being 2A plus 12. So, on number 7, you'd have to do the distributive property then. And I guess I'm out of room. Is that all right with that one?
Don't want anything.
All right. I guess I'll go back over there to do some more then. Let's see, there are, 16 on the test, and of course we'll go through some more.
Or just
Has everybody got the left board
Yep.
picture written down? Well, I'll wait if you're doing the left board. Okay, well, I'll waste the left side here. That was number 7. Number 8 is to simplify. 8. All right, so this one is 7r squared plus 2r plus 4r squared. So the r squared terms are the ones that are alike. And my suggestion would be to put them side by side, or 7r squared plus 4r squared, and I'll bring down the 2r. And you could show distributive property in reverse. Or if you knew just to add the 7 and 4, we could do that. But if you took r squared out of 7r squared and 4r squared, you have 7 plus 4 left then. And then just add, of course that's 11r squared, and I'll bring down the plus 2r. Is that the final answer? Are we done? I think we are, because our 11r squared and 2r have different exponents. So that's the it there, that is the answer for that example though. All right, let's see, number 9 is a solve example. I'll write it up here, 9, solve. Yeah, this one. And I would advise on the test to show work. I realize we could look at it and we could guess like we first started, but if later on when we get into longer equations, you need to know the process of solving. So on this
What's
one,
X? What does X equal?
that's what we're to find out. That's why it says solve, find out what X is. So on this one, X would be, addition is shown, so to solve it, X would be, 6 minus 2, or X would be 4. But you might could look at it and tell, it is 4, because 4 plus 2, does equal 6, though. But y'all remember one day we guessed the answers, and then the next day, the next class, the next section, we solved. If addition is shown to solve it, you would subtract, just like that one. Now number 10 is still solved, but it's a different example. Oh, let's see, let me find the example of this one. K is equal to 8, and that shows us multiplication, right? So to solve it, we do the opposite or inverse operation, which is, yes?
8 divided by 2.
Right, 8 divided by 2 would give us the value of K. And of course that would just be 4. And if you put in 4K, 2 times 4 is 8. And you might could just look at it and guess, but I advise writing down the showing work. All right, let's see, another one, another solve is this one, number 11. Solve. 9 minus n is equal to 0. Subtraction is shown, so we would add, but this one I hope would be very easy. What would 9 or n be on this one? Yes?
9.
9. And one way we could get it is just to say 9 plus 0 equals n, or n equals 9 plus 0. A number minus itself would equal 0. So number 11 would be somewhat like that one. All right, number 12 is a solve as well. Another solve. Let's see, what do I write down? Oh, this one. All right, so n over 2 equals 3. N over 2 represents what math operation? Yes?
N divided by 2.
N divided by 2 is correct. So division is shown. So the opposite or inverse operation is to multiply. You gonna say that? Okay, sorry, I didn't see you in time. I said it too quickly. So in multiplying, would just be n is 2 times 3 or 3 times 2, either one. Of course, we would get 6 then. Of course, 6 divided by 2 does equal 3, and on that one. And there's one more solve we'll look at for number number 13. Let's see. if somebody's gonna yawn, you don't have to do it real loud. And I hope this will help with our test tomorrow. Anyways, n minus 2 equals 4. We could probably look at that one and tell the answer, but if we wanted to show work, subtraction is shown, so what's the opposite math operation?
Addition.
Right, add, so just add the 2 and 4, thanks, and that would give us 6. So, anyways, 6. Of course, 6 minus 2 does equal 4, though. And the next two should be real easy. It's true or false. What I have down there, you can't really show work for it, just the answer. So 14 is true or false. I will have the words written out, but for an answer, if you write where I can tell what it is, you put T or F. But if your F and T's look alike, you might want to write out the word for it. But anyways, here's an example. 18 is less than 11 is false, certainly false. I'll write it out. And 15, 8 is greater than 1 is true. The only thing on the test, though, I said these two. You do have to remember that symbol is less than, and this symbol is greater than. Number 16, I guess, which will be like the last one, right up here. Everybody's got the right board down, that wants it. Right side. You have it? Oh, okay. Well, I'll put number 16 up here, and then we'll do some more reviews. Tom has at most $14, and this would be to translate, with the less than or greater than symbol. So whatever letter you want to use for the amount of money he has, this is like the homework one, sort of. What letter should we use?
T.
T, all right, for Tom. And what would be the symbol?
Less than.
Less than or equals to as well, and then the 14. If you use some other letter than T, it's fine, though, but it should be less than or equals to, though, with the term at most.
With the less than or equal to, I did like the less than, then I did slash equal. Is that okay? That's how. Or do you want me to do a line under it?
Well, I prefer line, but
Okay.
you said less than
And
and
then I went slash equal.
slash equals like that, or,
Yeah, like that.
well, that'd be all right, but that's the way the book writes it. But I tell you, that's okay, but this is even better. You see the equal sign there, but algebra books, they'll have one line for equals to. But that's all right if you wrote it that way. Well, I should have put the T in the 14. And that's the way you wrote it?
Oh, yeah.
That's all right. This is even better, but that's the way
I wrote the T like you did, but for like the one that has love on it, that's the one I did. I did, I did B and then less than slash equal to equals 10.
You did did that on the homework with the Bob, that's all right. It means the same thing, though. Yes,
You put T, is that a one?
right here. Oh, no, that's what she was saying, that's the slash mark. That's not a one, sorry. All right. Anything else with that? Well, what we will do next is, well, the left board, has everybody got it down over there? Or a picture of it? What we'll do next is I'll erase the left side over there, and I'll put some examples up here, or up there on the board for you to try there at your desk. And there will be, some similar like we just went over, and you'll have tomorrow on the test then. So let's give these a try for a few minutes after I get them up here, obviously. So this is some extra practice, very similar to some examples to the test. And even tomorrow, if we can get in here on time and everything, might even do some review before you do the test tomorrow. But let's see, what's up here. And I moved out of the way, of course, I took it up a little bit. I'm just afraid of copies up here. What's wrong?
Do you not hear it?
Yeah, I hear it, but
Just don't sing out loud.
I can't help it. I'm not saying anything right now, though, just one reason.
This is homework, right?
No, this is practice right now. Yeah, you won't have any written homework for tomorrow, just study over these notes for the test, though. But this is class to do now, this was an extra practice.
So, this is to do now?
Yes, uh-huh. Write that in the board somewhere. Yeah, just try those 8, that would be enough, I guess, for me. And we'll look at those, but this is very similar to some we put up here, for the test. please give it a try. We will go over them in a little bit.
Excuse me? Number 4, where it says simplify and you have like all the exponents, the two exponents, do you like, I'm confused, do you like first, do you add the ones for the x's?
The x squares you would do.
So for the one with the exponents, you multiply 9 times 9 and then put the x after it?
No, this is combined like terms. You wouldn't multiply, but you add.
So number 6, 2, x, we multiply?
Well, it's multiplied as shown, but you have to do the opposite to solve it. Oh, I'm in the way. Yeah. Please give these 8 a try and we'll look at them before we end today. Hampton, you with us? You did them all? How many have already done all 8 of them? Well, just a few. Well, keep on working. We'll start looking at them in a few minutes. We have a few minutes left. I can see. Yeah, we gotta get started a little bit more. Well, let's go and start looking at them so we'll have enough time to go through them. Well, the first one, I wish I left more room up there. Evaluate. Amy, would you tell us what to do on this one?
So you change the X to a 4 and you put 3.4 and minus 1.
All right, I'm just gonna go to the side to finish it on.
3 times 4 is 12. 12 minus 1 is 11.
All right, very good. Did you get, everyone get 11? All right, hopefully everybody's got the first one done. All right, number 2, circle the correct property. Let's see, Christian. Could you tell us which property?
It is associative?
Right, we're just changing the parentheses around the number, so associative. All right, and number 3, 2 less than X. Let's see, Braden?
She's absent.
Oh, I do see an A there, sorry. T-Jaw, T-Jill, I'm sorry, I'll mispronounce you again. But anyways, could you tell us how to write number 3?
Number 3, I put X minus 2.
That's perfect. X minus 2, taking away 2 from X. Did everyone get that one? You know, for one up here a while ago, it was 9, I think, less than X, but X minus 2. All right, number 4, seems like that's the problem one. Sona.
Can you pass me? I didn't make it. I
Huh?
didn't finish that one.
All right, well, volunteer, raise your hand. Everybody scared? Oh, well, all right.
I put the X squared out, and then I did 9 plus 3 in the parentheses.
All right, very good.
And then I did 2X.
All right, I'll do it here. So you took X squared out, did you say?
And then I put 9 plus 3 in parentheses.
All right, very good.
And then I did 2X.
All right, and what was,
And then I calculated 9 plus 3, which is 12. And then I added the squared on and then I just put plus 2X.
perfect, that is it. You add the like terms. There's some questions about this, but you see it now? Add the 9x squared, 3x squared, and you get 12x squared plus the 2x, and that's up there is the final answer. Is that all right? Yes, no, not sure.
I was confused with that.
Right, yeah, well, it's just add the like terms or the x squares together. And the way you did was perfect. You did the distributed property with it there. All right, number 5. Let's see. Well, Sonia, did you get 5?
No,
Huh?
I was stuck on number 4.
All right, let's see. And Andrew?
I put X equals 6 plus 8.
That's it. X equals 6 plus 8. And of course, the answer is
14.
14. Very good. All right. Subtraction shown, do the opposite add, which you did. All right, Gabrielle, did you get number 6 then?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear you. I did hear 5, but would you repeat what you said before then?
I did where 2 times 5 equals 10, x equals 5.
All right, that is a way to show it, and I'll write down what you said. 2 times 5 equals 10, and x equals 5. But multiplication is shown. What's the opposite of multiply? Divide. So on this one, you would have x equals, well, you could write it a couple of ways. I'm not writing it very well. 10 divided by 2 would be 5. That would be another way to write it. But 2 times 5 is all right, but we want to get in the opposite operation. Think of that. Let's see. All right, let's see. Elliot, did you get number 7? Addition is shown, so what would we do?
I said y equals 4.
Well, how did we get 4? Anybody volunteer? All right,
10 minus 6.
right. Do the opposite, which you just said, which is 10 minus 6, or y is 4. All right, number 8. Let's see, who's next? I'm going down. Keller? Oh, I'm sorry, you're over there, all right.
N over 4 equals 10. I multiplied 10 times 4 and I got 40 instead of 20.
Perfect, all right. That shows division, as you said, so the opposite is multiply. And you said 4 times 10, or? 10
Yes,
times.
4 times 10.
All right, either way, 10 times 4, 4 times 10, but anyways, it is 40. And of course, 40 divided by 4 is 10. I don't know if you want to answer this or not, but if you finished all 8, how many got all 8 correct? All right, well, good. 7 correct if you finished them all right. Okay, do you have anything to add or questions about any one of those 8 up there?
Number 4.
4?
I never have gotten that. Number 4?
Well, the like terms are 9x squared, 3x squared, okay? Because they have an exponent of 2. And the way say your name? Tejal. I don't want to mispronounce it, Tejal. The way she did it, which is perfect, is to take the x squared out of the 9 and the 3 and put them in parentheses, and you add them, which is 12. And it's times x squared, and the unlike term is 2x. So you have to bring it down, in the final answer. So that's the like terms you add together there. It seems like out of those, number 4, we did have let's see, it was one that we did as far as reviewing. Maybe that might have been the hardest one. But you get the like terms together. Okay. Anything else with that one? Or, any of those? Well, tomorrow, like numbers, all these that we solved, you can show work. It will be room on the paper for you to write your work down where you can show it. And if I do get in there on time, we may even review before the test, but there will be, 16 on the test like we first went over for review, and then this was just some extra practice, to do in class then. And I don't know, we'll see if you can have the whole time to do the test, but if a lot of you start finishing early, I might just go ahead and check them and give them back to you tomorrow. But if not tomorrow, tomorrow's Wednesday. I would give them back on Thursday though, so you can see your grade and all. But we'll see how it goes tomorrow. Hopefully I can get in there early and on time rather, and we might be able to review some, but even before the test. But there's no written homework for tomorrow. You'll just study these notes and you'll be prepared for the test then. Is there any questions then about tomorrow then with the test? It will be 3 pages, but 16 on there, and where you can, show some work. I have room left that you can show it though. And we'll be back in the book, I guess, on Thursday though, our textbook, as far as starting the next chapter. And everybody's gonna make an A, right, on the test, which I have found out is 93 to 100 is an A. And I hope everybody will do well on it.
I'll try.
And I hope people who they make it on the video. Let's see. I think that's all that I have to say. Has everybody got this copy of the notes that are a picture of it?
Yes.
You have?
I'm copying it.
Oh, all right. Well, I'll just leave it up then, but our time's just about up. Seems like this class goes so fast. But we did do a lot today. And I hope everybody has a nice rest of your day and hope the test will go well tomorrow then. Well, y'all have a nice afternoon. Oh, does Miss Sutherland come in next?
No,
Miss Herman.
Oh, Herman, Miss Herman.
Miss Sutherland doesn't come in until
We only,
the day.
Miss Sutherland only at the very end.
Oh, all right.
It's kind of strange.
All right, well, see you.
I'm ready to write. I'm sure.
But at least we don't have to if we had a test, I would be
I am going to, before you get started with there, go, hey, there's something over there that I need to work on.
Let me turn that off. Yeah. Thank y'all for the technical difficulties.